Maddie, tell us how long you've been babysitting.
I've been babysitting for about 2 years.
And recently, when you were babysitting, something very unexpected took place. Can you tell us what happened?
So I was babysitting, and the 6-month-old Sonny started crying in his crib. So I picked him up, and we walked to the living room. And he started to calm down. Then once he was calm, he was good for like a couple minutes. Then he started like scream crying, and all of a sudden stopped like abruptly. And when I thought nothing of it until I looked down at him and he was turning blue.
What went through your
So I
mind at that
started,
point?
I was like, this is happening. So I guess I had to do CPR. It was just natural instinct to put him on the ground and start CPR.
Had you been trained before for specifically for baby CPR?
Yes, I took a class in high school last year that taught me before COVID that we did hands-on CPR for all ages.
How does it work differently than for adults? Could you just give us a little idea?
So basically it's just two fingers, your pointer finger and your middle finger, and you go down like 1.5 inches, um, between 1 and 1.5 inches, I believe. And so having two hands and you're not like putting your weight above them, and it's the same like timing, but it feels a little more relaxed because you're not using all your weight on top of the person.
And when you were giving CPR to Sonny, who is 6 months old, I believe, what was going through your mind? How were you steadying yourself?
So I'm not like really sure what was happening in my mind because it all happened really quickly. But so I started CPR and I was like, okay, well now what? Because I'm the only I'm the only adult in the apartment that could actually could call 911. So I instructed my phone to call 911. And so yeah.
So when you got a response, when Sonny started breathing again and so forth, what was it like?
um, well, it was very concerning because at first it took 3 minutes roughly for him but by the time he stopped breathing to the time he became responsive, it was roughly 3 minutes. And so it was very scary, but when he came to, it was like relieving when he like let out a cry.
And then what happened? You'd called 911, and what happened next?
So I was on the phone with 911 when they hung up, and the fire department called my phone like within 30 seconds. And they said, we can't get in, we don't know how. So I instructed them as to how to get into the apartment because it's like you have to put in a code to call up to the apartment number, and then the phone in the apartment rings, and I have to like dial some numbers and let them in. Well, that system wasn't working, and I tried 3 times, and by the third time, when it didn't work, I was like, okay, I guess I have to wake the 2-year-old up, and we have to go downstairs. So I wake the 2-year-old up. I grab Sonny, the 6-month-old, and we just start walking. We're walking down the stairs, and by the time the paramedics or the fire department, it was just the fire department at the time, got in, they met us halfway up the stairs and told us to come all the way downstairs, and they would start checking him over.
And everything has turned out okay as far as Sonny's going now?
Yeah, so they don't have a definite diagnosis yet, but they're pretty sure, like they are pretty sure they know what it is. They haven't like completely ruled everything out yet, but he's doing really good.
Looking back on what happened, are you surprised at how well you handled the situation?
I mean, yeah, like in a way I am, and in a way I'm still in like disbelief, like how he basically died, and I resuscitated him. So I'm just also like in awe of like how I did that and how I handled the situation. But I'm also a very calm person in stressful situations, like just from different events in my past. So I'm not like completely shocked, but I'm also like that just happened. Like I don't know how I handled it so well.
Looking toward the future as you grow up and so forth, do you think that what happened and how you did, is this going to help you in the future with confidence in yourself and confidence in learning and dealing with life?
Definitely. So I actually want to when I like after college and whatever, I actually want to in some way help kids. Whether like that's me being like a doctor of some sort or a nurse or some like in some way I want to help children. And so I'm currently thinking about being an occupational therapist for pediatrics.
That is a noble profession. That is a good one. Would you encourage people who are listening to this interview to perhaps consider getting a lesson in CPR, and in particular, how to give CPR to kids?
Yeah, so like I would say even if you can't go in person to a class, even if you take like the American Red Cross online courses that they're currently offering, or even like watch a couple YouTube videos until you can like figure out how to get certified. Or even if you don't pass even if you don't pass the final test to get certified, if you have that knowledge, you could save someone's life.
All right. Mady, we sure appreciate your talking with us and sharing your heart with us.
You're welcome.